after my friend.
I often hear Sameer.
Sorry, we got late.
I only hope it's as good as the original film is.
फिल्म एक नायाब फिल्म है जो कभी बन जाती है. फिल्म को अगर स्टेज पे उसी तरह से लाना अपने आप में एक अच्छी एक्सपेरिमेंट है.
I'm really excited to see the show.
I'm hoping to see something grand.
We start in 5 minutes.
My God, Feroz is taking such a huge gamble.
I think he's a man who can do justice.
I have great respect for Mughal Azam's script and I have great respect for Feroz Khan as the director. They are two favorites meeting and I'm sure they'll give you excellent result.
Dreams are made of, I think, I never thought like that. In fact, these are what nightmares are made of. I mean, just a few days before the show, I thought this is the biggest mistake of my life. I was looking at how I'm going to face the world because when I saw my technical rehearsal, the first one, I thought this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Honestly speaking, I just sat there the whole night and I said, what have I done? And then I said, we've gone this far. Let me try and see if I can do certain things to make it tighter, to make it workable. I just thought I wanted to do a musical and do Mughal-e-Azam to the best of my ability and to actually pay a tribute to the genius of K.R.
K.R. Saab made play into cinema because cinema offered scale that time. Today, technologies can enable even play to be of that scale. So we thought play is a very strong and intense medium. This script is about play. So why can't we use technology and other production techniques to actually make something of that scale again?
A play normally has about 3 scenes in the first act. These had like totally about 48 scenes. So I needed to be very fluid. So I found that using the technology of projections would be wonderful. Then I had a scenic designer called Neil Patel.
We met with the entire Create team in New York with David Lander. Because it's such a famous title and has such iconographic imagery, I don't want to reproduce that. It has to be its own thing, but it has to deliver a certain level of spectacle.
Each scene, for the most part, has a different location. And so we need a different projection for almost all of this. Everything from Akbar's throne room to the dungeon to the battlefield.
Another part of the design that I'm doing is telling the audience where to look and how to look. The how to look is through an emotional lens. The where to look is through intensity, brightness.
My approach with the sound design has been very much a huge dynamic range. We want people to lean forward in their seats. We want them to engage with the story of the people on stage. I want them to relax and to enjoy the spectacle.
What I learned in theatre, that it's not about tomorrow, it's about now. So it all has to be pre-thought and pre-done. I think 5 times more work than a film has. It's a quick fix. It's all Velcro, you go in, you come out, it's almost like a fashion show. However, this would be the first play, I think, where it's original silks, velvets, we've aged the velvets, it's pure Zardozi work. There's a lot of purity in all the clothes. It's nothing so synthetic or anything like that.
As Sir says, that when an actor wears the costume, it's actually like a mask. You actually feel like you're peeling it off when you remove it, and when you're wearing it, it's like, yeah, I am in the character now.
In terms of designing the choreography, I think I've definitely tried my best to work with Kathak and look at the beauty of the form, retain the grace, the rhythm, but at the same time look at it with a modern sensibility. I was insisting that we don't have dancers who can do Kathak, but Kathak trained dancers who live, breathe and do Kathak riyaz every single day. We had to get into a lot of dialogue discussions. We had to get into a lot of study of body language, a lot of study of process of thinking so that everybody's emotion matches. The choreography is very simple, intuitive, fresh, and hopefully energizing.
The music is very beautiful and it's very difficult to reproduce. I mean, in this case, the difficult part was not producing the music, but the point was to find an actor who can look good, who can act good, who can dance good, and who can sing well.
I think the first song's challenge is that this is the entry song. Then the alap is done, and the alap is while walking. And then, of course, with the dance movements, because the costumes are in itself the way. So when we are singing, I think the movements and everything becomes heavier.
We are all getting it wrong. We don't cry for pain, we cry for relief. So please understand that. We understand it completely different.
Feroz himself is a perfect director. He would not leave anything which he is not himself satisfied.
I feel that people never miss the honesty and truth. It will always work. And I just keep telling them again and again, take that path, the character will come. Change that path, you will be all over the place.
What I'm seeing the entire team is that every technician, every technical expert is owning the product. Once that spirit is there in the team, we as owners are very confident that our legacy is in the right hands.
Performance will start in 5 minutes.
Dil Subhani, Fakhre Doodmane Taimuri, Shahenshah-e Waqt, Tajdar-e Hindustan, Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, Jalwa Afroz hote hain.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now the director of Mughal-e-Azam, Mr. Feroz Abbas Khan.
मेरे पास अल्फाज नहीं है बोलने के लिए कितना बढ़िया शो बनाया है.
In India, nobody has made a musical of this class.
Just fabulous. Every moment I was mesmerized.
I'm really glad I saw it, and I'm about to make my own film on stage on Broadway, and it was a learning.
I have no words to express. It's magnificent. Choreography was spectacular. Singing was great.
What Feroz has done is really brought to life an era.
I, being the grandson of Prithviraj Kapoor, I did not miss my grandfather.
It was like a dream come true.
It was pretty much an unforgettable experience.
Fantastic. Everything was outstanding. Feroz Khan is the best, is the best, is the best.
Absolutely fantastic.
Feroz has been thinking of Mughal-e-Azam for a very long time. And for this to happen, I think the universe conspired to help him.
This would remain the Taj of the Kaneez.
To be chosen as Anarkali in itself is like wearing that crown.
And we talked to Asif Shah family today. They had tears in their eyes today. That our father's legacy is being handled by somebody with so much passion. It's not just about doing a business, it's about touching emotions.
I was relieved because I've never been so petrified. I'm not worried about failure, but this would have been a great letdown for the nation. So I was so relieved. I said, Izzat bach gayi. This play is now ownership of the country. Audience own this play, and they say that we feel very proud that we can tell the world, look, we are also capable of doing something like that. And that makes me feel very, very happy and very proud. It still haven't sunk into me that I must just, go and just celebrate, and not as yet. I think still there's a lot of work to do. As I said, that now it's what you say, miles to go before I sleep.